Hello, my friends. Why you are here? Why we are here? This is the question all of us perhaps ask once we realize that we're something special in this world. We are alive. And I will try to explain you my answer to this question. And I will use my own scientific knowledge and my imagination, because both are very important for moving forward in science and life. In fact, Albert Einstein claimed that imagination is even more important than knowledge. And this is because knowledge is limited, and our imagination is free to explore the mysteries of the universe. And in science, it helps us to formulate hypotheses and then to search for new knowledge to verify our hypothesis. So let's do it. I split this question on 3 parts: here, we, and why, in reverse order. And here can be just this concert hall, right? And why you are here, also quite obvious. You're here to learn some great ideas from TED Talks, right? But it can be also Freiburg, it can be Germany, Europe, it can be our beautiful planet Earth, it can be solar system, and further beyond solar system, among hundreds billions of stars in our Milky Way galaxy, which is only one of hundreds billions of other galaxies. And we are here in the universe. But what is the universe and what we are there? The universe was born in a big explosion. We call it Big Bang. And this explosion happened approximately 13.8 billion years ago and produced about 4% of the ordinary matter and 96% of exotic dark matter and dark energy, which we don't understand. And honestly speaking, we barely understand other 4%. So the universe remains quite mysterious for us. But we know that after the Big Bang, the universe continues expanding, and several generations of stars were born and died in supernova explosions and also in other paths of stellar evolution. And these processes created chemical elements. And we can label every element occurring naturally in the universe with its origin either in the Big Bang or in stars. And it is from these elements, about 4.5 billion years ago, our sun and our planet Earth were formed. And again, out of this, exactly these chemical elements, a new form of matter emerged on our planet about 3.5 billion years ago, living matter. Single-cell organisms, such as bacteria, discovered the universe around themselves, and they started to explore and exploit it for its survival. And from the point of view of the universe, this was the beginning of a process of self-learning through living matter. Colonies of the bacteria, they spread over the planet, and they left a huge impact on climate, atmosphere, and further evolution of life. Evolution of bacterial colonies resulted into appearance of multi-cell organisms, initially such as algae and plants, which evolved further, and they invented again a new form of matter, brain matter. And eventually, emergence of the intellect, which helped these complex organisms to make decisions and accumulate knowledge. And from now on, evolution accelerates. Creatures with brains, even small ones, they realize that by joining their brain power in the cooperative network, brings a lot of new advantages for their survival. So sociality and collective intellect emerge in this way, and social insects such as ants, they have very highly organized colonies where they manage daily businesses, organize division of labor, and provide social and medical support to their colony members. They employ civil and bioengineering, and they farm their own food. This is what people do, right? This was well before, 200 million before, approximately, humans emerged. Indeed, only 5 million years ago, humans emerged as a Homo species. And I assume that you know pretty well our history of our evolution. But I would like to emphasize that the diversity of life shows us how the universe experimented with living matter to create and advance instruments for self-learning. And at this point, it seems that we are the best instrument for self-learning of the universe. Because we created highest technology, and we are the first species which started to explore the universe beyond our own planet. And we are not only exploring the environment, but we also explore ourselves. And we kind of look for reflections in which we can see who we are and why we are. Very early in human history, we started to humanize everything what we see and encounter in the nature. We created human-like gods, toys, pets, and we created human-like artificial intelligence. And this is the way how we become self-aware and how we search for our own identity. And this is the same way how the universe, through our human self-awareness, starts moving from self-learning to self-awareness. So we are here in this universe. We are a product of this long evolution of the universe and the life on the earth. And we are gears for the universe to learn about itself. We are the universe. But to identify ourselves at the level of the universe, it's not enough to learn only details of only our evolution. We need to find other examples of evolution and compare ourselves to them. And then we learn what we are and why we are. And we search for the answer again in the universe by searching for extraterrestrial intelligence and by listening if somebody speaks out there, and broadcasting by our own messages and questions into the space in hope that somebody will answer. We also send artificial probes with our galactic coordinates in hope that somebody will encounter our probes and learn about our existence, maybe come to visit. However, more recently, we realized that the safest way to find alien life is to study planets outside solar system, what we call exoplanets, and using remote sensing techniques. So in my research, I have modeled astronomical observations with future large telescopes, and I developed imaging technique which will allow us to see continents, oceans, and life colonies on surfaces of other planets, exoplanets. And in this way, by studying chemical composition of oceans and biological life, we can make conclusions about evolution of life there and climate and biodiversity. And in this way, we may understand how life emerges in the universe. In addition, the same technique can be used to discover alien technology, such as, for example, solar panels, analogs of what we have here. And the chemical composition of artificial materials and the size of these infrastructures will inform us how advanced those civilizations are. And this may inform us that there are different paths of evolution, and then we have a chance to compare our evolution and our level of development with others. So we have seen that life on Earth started from exploration of the environment through cooperation and communication, developed to individual self-awareness and consciousness, and that created a sphere of life on the Earth. We call it biosphere. And through the human evolution, we see that development of the global intellect, global intelligence sphere in which we live now, and experience it through the worldwide internet, amplified by the artificial intelligence. And that interesting that this sphere was predicted about only 100 years ago, and now it's our reality. We live in it. The next sphere, in my opinion, will be a sphere of global self-awareness, global self-consciousness, and not only humans, of all living nature on our planet, where everything is interdependent and interconnected. My hypothesis is that life, intelligence, and consciousness can emerge on other planets in the universe. And we search for them in order to learn about ourselves, about our origin, about our identity. And by establishing a network between these planets, the universe itself becomes self-aware and develop global biosphere, intelligence, and consciousness. And therefore, my answer to the question, why are we here? This is because we are the universe moving to the self-awareness. Thank you.